Surprise, guys. I am here because I feel great. So I feel like I want to break my schedule, and I really should be going to bed right now, but no. So I feel great. This morning I got up and I was feeling really sick and things like that, and I had sinus pressure and stuff, and it just kind of moved to a headache, and then it disappeared. And now I feel good and great, and I can take on the world. So I'm taking on my YouTube channel, right? So, what I wanted to tackle today was actually the Friday's topic, which is sexual orientation. And then I'll toss another topic up on Friday. Now, with sexual orientation, the whole thing starts at the beginning of my transition. But before I start, I want to point out that, this entire video is frivolous. It doesn't really have a genuine impact on my life, but I did want to explain what it actually means, because it's all about labeling myself and my sexual orientation. What do I call myself? And the label doesn't really matter, because I am who I am, and I'm going to date who I date because I like them, and it doesn't really matter to me. But it's important to me because I like to know what I'm thinking. I like to know what I'm feeling. I like to consciously and logically understand the illogical parts about me. It's a pastime, I guess. But either way, to start, before my transition, I had gone through 2 relationships, and both of them failed because I was not interested enough. They were both long-term relationships, and I didn't carry them as far as I should have. And I kind of realized a couple months after they ended that the reason was because I didn't really know who I was. I started looking at my sexual orientation, and I started thinking about, do I like guys? Nah, that's not it. And then when I got down to the deep heart of it, I realized that the reason I went through with the relationships and thought I was in love was actually envy for females, because I wanted to be one. And that was what the wrongness was. That was why I felt so bad and terrible. And that's what led me to my transition. And if I had stayed a guy, trust me, it would not have gone down very well. So I feel I made a proper decision. But now, in my transition, I am in this area where I have time to think. My transition is not at the forefront of my life anymore. For the past year and 4 months, I have been thinking about my transition. But now, all this short-term stuff that I can do now is over here. And all the long-term stuff is way over here, like several months in the future. So I can think. And it's about time that I tackle those problems that have now presented themselves again, being the sexual orientation. So what I feel that I am pansexual. But whether or not I actually identify as pansexual is up in the air, because I discovered something for asexuality. Now, when I was in high school and when I was not in those 2 relationships, I identified as asexual because I really had no attraction for anyone whatsoever. So now I've done more research on asexuality. Before, I was actually rather ignorant. And I came to discover something that they said, which was an asexual person may be attracted romantically, but not physically. And the difference is, when you're attracted to someone physically, you're like, I really like their body. They're hot. When you're attracted romantically, you go, I can totally see being with this person for several years. I can totally see having a life with him. And that's kind of what I have. Like, when I'm attracted to someone, it's all mental. They're very smart. They're very funny. They're very courteous. They're very, all of this mental stuff just kind of coalesces. And I start thinking, I could be with this person for a while. So I fall within the realm of asexuality, but I also fall within it for pansexuality. So which one is it? It doesn't really matter which one it is, because they're both really close, and it's fluid anyway. But I humored myself. I tried to discern what it was by actually looking at myself, surveying myself, and testing myself. So basically what I did was, first I looked at myself and I thought, what do I view myself doing when in a relationship? It doesn't matter who I'm with. What do I view myself doing? And I viewed myself on the couch, watching a movie, being cuddled by a guy, which means I like guys. No, not the case. Because then, afterward, I tested myself. I surveyed myself. And I looked at what my body did, how my body reacts to other people. And I discovered that I see a lot more females than I do males. And, like, I'll look at a lot more people who are female than male. That doesn't mean that I'm physically attracted to them or anything. It just means I see them more. Which doesn't really help me in anything but this one case where I can objectively, and this is where I test myself, I can objectively tell whether someone is attractive. I can tell that other people would be attracted to this person for this reason and this reason and this reason. For instance, girls would like a guy with a more square jaw, a little scruff, extra muscle, except a little bit toned, like not bodybuilder, but toned, and things like that. But I do not personally feel that attraction. So what does that tell me? It tells me that I do have a bias when looking at people. It tells me that I do have a way of physically judging, although it's not based on a process of emotion. So that kind of tells me that I do have this possibility for pansexuality as opposed to asexuality, but asexuality allows for that too. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense, but I'm kind of stuck in between these two, and I don't expect anything to be concrete as of yet, and I don't think that I will. My therapist left me with this awesome bit of advice where because I'm going through my transition, I am like a little girl beginning puberty. A little girl doesn't necessarily know that they're attracted to guys right off the bat. It's different for everyone. And particularly in some girls' relationships, they don't know that they're attracted until after maybe 2 months after they finished their puberty. And I'm kind of in that area. So she related it to me like that. And I think that there's some truth to that. So that's pretty much it. That's the wisdom. That's the incredibly frivolous, here's what I was thinking about sexual orientation video. And that's pretty much it. So leave your comments, toss them down here. Maybe you have some advice or some insight and wisdom for me that I'd definitely love to hear. I definitely encourage the comments, and also do the survey down here because it helps me help you help me do the community, and you've heard all of this already. So yeah, I'm going to take off because I really should go to bed, and I will see you guys on Friday for my other video. Love ya. Bye.